Profiles are the features in CatalogIt that allow you to capture information about a wide variety of things, such as a person, place, material, or technique, and then use it to relate entries to one another by these things that they have in common. A profile can even relate to another profile, such as a person that's related to another person, or people to a particular place. Profiles add depth and detail to your entries. Once you've created a profile, it's available to you to use again anywhere in your account. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to create a person profile in CatalogIt, as the person profile is particularly rich and it's one that I'm sure you'll find to be particularly useful. Let's go to this entry for this piece of pottery here. You can see I've entered some information about it already. Here's a photo of the bottom of the pot that has the name of the artist, Rosa Brites. So now I'm going to add this artist into my CatalogIt entry and create a profile for her. I've done a little research on her and I want to capture that data in my entry. I'll start by clicking on the pencil icon up here in the upper right to go into the edit mode, and now all my fields are open for editing. I'll scroll down here to Made or Created, and that's where the artist information goes. So I'll click there, and of course an artist is a person, so CatalogIt opens up an alphabetical list of all the people I've added in some capacity or other anywhere in my account. My list is relatively short, so I can scroll down and see that I don't already have her in here. I can also use the search function. Let's look for Rosa and see that I don't have her in there. So I'll need to add her. I can do that by clicking this Create New Person button, or I can click this plus up here in the upper right hand corner. So now I'm at the Create Person page. So I'll start by entering some of the information I have about her. Her name, and let's see. Okay, and if I knew her address, I could enter that here. And if she were on social media, I could capture that information here as well, such as her Facebook page or her Instagram account, etc. I don't have any of that information, but here under Web Bookmarks, Links, and URLs, I can add something. So I'm going to click this little expander here. Now I did a search on the internet, and I found this Wikipedia page about her. It's in Spanish, but it has a great deal of information about her, and I want to add that into my account. So I'm going to copy the URL and come back to CatalogIt, and I'm going to paste that here. And the label is where it allows you to name the link. So in this case, I'm going to call it Spanish language Wikipedia page for Rosa Brites. Okay. Now I can add multiple links. There's a lot of information out there about her, but for now I'm only going to just attach this one. So now I can add more information about her gender, for instance, her date of birth, that would be April 9th, 1941. Now place of birth, you notice, let me go back there. Place of birth, you notice it's got this little ellipsis, these 3 dots at the end. That means it's another profile. So I'll click on that. Now I know the place she was born, and I don't see it in my list here, so it's going to be, once again, Create. I can click the Create New Place button here. And I can create the place where she was born. And I can add additional information here, a description, also known as. I can add web links here. I'm not going to enter any more information now because I don't expect I'll be using Ita Paraguay much in my other collections, but I can always add it later if I want to add more information. If you're creating a place that's particularly important to the item you're cataloging, you may want to enter as much information as possible here. So I'm going to click Create, and this brings me back into the Create Person, and I'll continue entering information here. Now she recently passed away. It was December 20th. 2017. And I can enter the place of death and her ethnicity, etc. here. Now, related persons is where I can relate her to other people in my collection and other places in my collection. And I also have a spot here for general notes. Now you'll notice down here in the lower right hand corner you have a camera icon. Now I click on that and it brings up my my files here, and I can look for a picture I want to add. If I was on my phone or my tablet, I could also take the picture directly from there. But in this case, I've got her picture. I'm going to click open, and I'll bring that in as well. I'll name it here. And I'm going to click save up here in the upper right. And there she is. Now I'll click create. And I'll click save. This brings me back to the entry page. I'll click save there. And there it is. So now, here I'm back in my entry, at the view entry. I've got her name here, Rosa Brites, and you see this little flag. You see this various places. These are the profile flags. I can click on that little flag next to her name, and it brings up the information we just entered about her. Now here at the bottom it says it's been used one time. I did just create her, but if I had her attached to multiple things, it would list them all. I could click on that, and it would list them all out. In this case, it's just the one Oya. So I'll go back to the details. And up here next to her name, from this link here, I can actually edit the entry further. I can edit her profile entry. So that's how you create a person profile in CatalogIt. I think it's a tool you'll find very useful for all the important people in your collections.